So for this video, I'm going to be doing a full review of circles, which is what we've done so far in Unit 3. So our main highlights from this are going to be the terminology that we've done, making sure that you know all of your terms such as chords, secants, tangents, major arcs, minor arcs, any of that. So you will have some questions that are specifically geared towards knowing the terminology. Also, understanding segment lengths, so finding the measurements of parts of secants, parts of tangents, and so on. Angles and arc measures, that was when we were talking about central angles and their arcs, inscribed angles and their arcs, circumscribed angles and their arcs, and all of that. Then the most recent thing we've done is arc length and sector area. So you've got to be able to make sure that you can find the arc length, the radius, or the angle measure. You got to make sure you can find the sector area, the radius, or the angle measure. And you're going to be having some application problems as well. So think about the pizza task that we did earlier in the week. So let's get a little bit more specific on what you should review. For the terminology, you need to review your terminology sheet and go back and look at those follow-up questions. Okay, now some of those follow-up questions may pop up on this test. So sample questions to answer will be coming up now. Using formulas for segment lengths. So we did the segment lengths worksheet. Okay, I graded it and I gave it back to you so you know which ones you missed. So you need to review the ones that you missed and make sure that you now know how to do them. I also put some example videos up because I was absent one of those days. So if you go back down your Google Classroom feed, you'll see where I worked out some problems that were on the segment length sheet. You could also go back and review video 32, watch it again. I posted that one before your quiz, so it has some questions on there. And most importantly, look back over that formula sheet and make sure that you can use all of your formulas. Remember, outer times whole equals outer times whole. Part times part equals part times part. Now I'm going to include the right angle created by a tangent line and radius. You had a video that was dedicated to that. I believe that one was video 34. So here are some sample questions to answer. Now next, using formulas for angles and arcs. So you need to review the angles and arcs sheet and watch, well, I didn't do any examples on Google Classroom for that one. But you need to make sure that you go back and look at that sheet, okay, because I marked the ones you got wrong, and hopefully you have reviewed them and you now know how to solve them. If you need to do a little review, make sure you can go back and watch video 31 or video 32. They both include questions from that. And then again, review that formula sheet and make sure that you bring it with you. So some sample questions to answer are following. Arc length and sector area. Okay, that's what we're doing right now. So you need to make sure that you review the arc length and sector area sheet that you turned in earlier in the week. You should have that back now. If you missed questions, you need to go back and see what you did wrong. Ask me in class if I can show you what you did wrong. You can go back and review video 35. And I want to add something here. Remember that we also talked about proving the area of a circle and why we use pi r squared equals area for the formula. Okay, that's actually still on the board at school. And then also proving why we use 2 pi r or pi d to equal circumference. So why do we use those two formulas? Now you should have notes on that, so you need to go back and review those notes. So now I'm going to give you some sample questions. Okay, if you go back and review all of these, and if you got all of the answers to the questions right for this video, then you're in pretty good shape for the test on Friday. If you missed questions, you need to make sure that you go back and look at the review material. Go back and rewatch a video. Go back and rework problems on the arc length sector area sheet, any of the sheets. Go back and look at it. You have some notes to look at that we took in class. Use them, okay? So make sure that you're prepared for the test on Friday, and that's it.